Well, there are many wise people that have said that to solve a problem, you cannot be looking at it from the same level. You have to be above that level. That sounds like oh, but I'm not a wise person. Just think of a little kid. A little kid have a problem that for you is just not a problem at all because you are above the perspective of the child. We, in some ways, we are also children, and then we get stuck in things. So we want to cultivate ways of raising our awareness to be able to get out of trouble or to see that actually we have no trouble. Because sometimes that is the only problem. So I'm going to make an example. A friend of mine was very unhappy at his job in a bank. And then there was this problem with a client who falsified some firm and some signature and then took some money. And they were blaming him like he was careless and the client could do that. He was very worried, talking to me like, what am I gonna do? They are going to want to fire me, la la la. And I just looked at him and said, I understand that you're upset because they are saying things that are not true about you. But actually, this is a blessing in disguise. You don't want to be working there for a very long time, and this is your door out. So sometimes we become so focused in the problem or in the distraction and on the confusion that we cannot find that we already have the solution in front of us. Some of the times we are looking at the clothes that is closing in front of us instead of turning around to see what else is around. So those are small tips that we can always use when we feel stuck. So how we cultivate that awareness? Sadhana is a very good way. Why? Because we are training ourselves in that methods when we are calm. And here's where the real magic of it starts. We use gestures. We are gesturing all the time. But we need to make those gestures helpful. So, to cultivate awareness, we do gestures. But those gestures, we have to choose from discrimination that comes with our awareness. So, the two things come together, and they are the goal, but also the path, just like in life. So, when we are talking about expanding our awareness, there are some exercises that we can do. This said, a sadhana, or even the gestures that we choose, we need honesty to choose them. We have different natures. Therefore, one person, when it's agitated, needs to sit quietly or to have a nap to reset. Some other person needs to run around the building 10 times. Another person needs to go out in nature. Another person needs to talk to a friend. We have to learn to know ourselves. But also, sadhana, the daily practice of certain small gestures that have been recommended by many different traditions, and they appear in almost all the scriptures of every lineage and philosophy. It's nothing new. It's just that we don't dedicate that little amount of time that will bring so much benefit to our lives and to others. So you can sit in the morning. This is just a suggestion, as I said. Everyone has to find their own. For someone with a bhakti practice, is very easy. They have their deity, they will gesture to their deity, they will put a flower or some food or clean the space, sit peacefully, chant something. But for other person, it will be different. We have to be honest, experience, check what works, what is bringing a state of, it doesn't matter, a state in which you can acknowledge if you are sad or happy or angry, and what, if possible, sometimes we won't get an answer, what is bringing up that kind of feeling. And for that we train. There's a very useful awareness circle that a dear teacher of mine showed me a few years ago, so I can share it with you and it might be helpful. It has a few different parts, and some might be more practical from some people or for others, but I like it because it's quite round. And it starts by sitting and trying to connect with the ancestors. So you talk to the elders, to those that have gone in your family, or you can talk to the ancestry from different lineages, those from your tradition of culture or education or devotion, or your friends that feel like family more than family, whomever ancestry, whomever reference is there, you express gratitude towards them, because without them, you wouldn't be who you are. You are grateful for the challenges as much as you are for any privilege. And you commit to use the privilege for the better. You can ask your ancestors if there's anything that they would need you to do. You can deliver. And you can ask for their protection and guidance, and ask them to bow to your deity if you have a devotion, just like you do, and to feel free to go to their next state if they have no more business nearby. So that might get you in touch with some feelings regarding family or other relationships, and be able to know that you have a problem, or the opposite, that you have someone that you want to acknowledge. So this connection to the ancestors can bring some emotions. If you feel that tears are bringing to your eyes, just let them go. There might be some blockage, emotions that need release, some grieving that haven't been done. Just be open to whatever it comes and get used to that honesty. Don't resist. Resisting is generally not a good strategy. When you are in the rough ride of the river, it's even worse, because the water is going to be stronger than you. When you're in the lake, you feel like you can fight the water just because it's calm. Okay? So take that into consideration.